Hey everyone, and welcome back to Racersedge. Dan Bilzerian is well known as the king of Instagram because of his luxury lifestyle, huge mansions, crowded fancy parties, beautiful women, yachts, and the most expensive cars. He's always in the spotlight. He's one of the best-known American social media celebrities, but also an actor, a venture capitalist, and a professional poker player. He has a collection of vehicles that look like the prized possessions of a prince. What makes it stand out is not just the price. There are by far more expensive car collections out there. Bilzerian owns a varied selection of vehicles that are actually being actively used by their owner, as opposed to having hangars filled with luxury automobiles that have never seen any action at all. Today we're going to be talking about Dan Bilzerian's car collection. Make sure you stay until number 1 as you don't want to miss the most expensive Dan Bilzerian's cars. Shelby Cobra. And we start with a really amazing car which has its own story. Bilzerian's $1.8 million Shelby Cobra has an interesting story to tell. In March of 2011, he used it to race his friend, attorney Tom Goldstein, who drove a 2011 Ferrari 458 Italia, with the winner taking home $400,000. The quarter-mile race took place in Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and everyone expected the Ferrari to win, since a brand-new sports car should be considerably faster than a 1965 classic. To most people's surprise, Bilzerian won. Could you ever expect Dan Bilzerian could be really amazing racer? He probably had to be really good at it, as this is not so easy to win a new Ferrari. However, some suspect that the Bilzerian's Shelby Cobra is just really a replica that uses a modern engine. Lamborghini Aventador. Easily the most beautiful car in the collection. With a customized white trim, a bespoke black wheels, this machine is the car most likely to impress the girls out of anything in his garage. Dan Bilzerian liked this car so much that in February 2015, he put it up for sale on eBay, claiming he no longer had space for it in his garage. The starting bids were listed at $400,000, which is roughly the price of a brand new Aventador, even if the car had already clocked 100,000 miles. However, it did increase power to 800 horses. The white Lambo ended up being sold for $450,000 to none other than DJ Pauly D of Jersey Shore fame. Nobody knows who this guy is, but for now, he owns one of the most expensive and beautiful cars. Rolls-Royce Ghost. What is a car collection without a Rolls-Royce? Of course, Dan owns one of the British full-size luxury cars, and it is white, probably so the color would match that of his Gulfstream private jet. This car is a sign of exceptional wealth, high status, and belonging to high society. The Ghost is actually named in honor of the Silver Ghost, a car first produced in 1906. The stately Rolls is powered by a 6.6-liter V12 gasoline engine that produces around 600 horses, enough to push the car to a top speed of somewhere in the region of 150 miles per hour. Not too shabby for a car that weighs the same as a small house. Range Rover. Obviously, Range Rover is the car that should be in the collection of every car enthusiast. What kind of rich person's car collection would it be if there wasn't one of these included? It seems like Dan Bilzerian prefers his cars big and lifted, rather than low slung and fast. Perhaps one of the most iconic SUV models out there, and it has proven itself to be a worthy off-roader as well. And we all know how much Bilzerian loves to take his vehicles off-road. The white Range Rover, commonly referred to as a Stormtrooper, has some black turbine-style wheels to match the black upper section of the car. Obviously, Dan Bilzerian got a really good taste. Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG 6x6. This car is the real beast, and this is the style which Dan Bilzerian likes the most. Car should be really huge, aggressive, and expensive. This car has been seen using on numerous occasions by Dan. The giant Mercedes has been the star of many on Instagram photo sessions. And it seems like Dan is really proud of this car, as he's using the stand to impress so many women. This massive SUV costs $975,000, and it's powered by a 5.5-liter bi-turbo V8 gasoline engine that pushes out a maximum power of 544 HP, along with a peak torque of 760 Nm. The G63 AMG 6x6 can be sprung from 0 to 60 in 7.8 seconds and has an electronically limited top speed of 100 miles per hour. Dodge Ram 3500. The vehicle is a 2014 Dodge Ram 3500 and it has a huge version of Bilzerian's logo on it. The car has suspension by Carly Suspension. We all know that massive trucks are Bilzerian's passion with dangerous roads, and he chose this car to show everyone that there is no place on earth wherever he goes. M35 cargo truck. This one is really impressive. Why would he have such a massive giant truck? You'd probably say to transport beautiful models. However, you're wrong. There's much more noble mission for the truck and it has its own story. Actually, Bilzerian used the M35 truck to help rescue people who found themselves stranded in flood waters after Hurricane Harvey struck several states in 2017. There's even a video of Bilzerian driving this truck with flood victims riding in the back. That just goes to show that behind that image there's actually a real person who cares about others. But Bilzerian is Bilzerian. He's the king of Instagram and he's the king of hype. Being so sarcastic, he made a post, "My neighbors hate me?" We have to give him credit for realizing his neighbors probably weren't too excited having a six-wheeler truck parked on their street. Fisker Karma. What do you do when you're feeling miserable or depressed? Probably not buying a car which costs a fortune. But here's another story. On January 1st, 2013, Bilzerian posted, "I was down today, so I bought this car," on his Instagram account. Just a good way out, feeling bad, buy a car. However, the car wasn't a toy. It is a Fisker Karma, a premium plug-in range extended electric luxury sports sedan. There was no information to what happened to Dan Bilzerian that day, but it was an expensive way to cheer himself up. Prices for the Fisker was between $100,000 to $120,000. Around 1,600 units were delivered to the US and Canada through December 2012. Production was suspended in November 2012 when the sole battery supplier ditched the company. Perhaps everyone would be happy to have such a chance to cheer himself up. Bentley Flying Spur. It seems like Dan Bilzerian just have a habit to buy expensive cars being in a bad mood or just very busy. While other people are crying their pillows because of the depression or buying coffee between meetings, Dan Bilzerian buys cars, so he can afford it. He's the king of Instagram. In March of 2014, when Bilzerian first posted on Instagram about his Bentley, he bragged, "Somehow between my board meetings, I found the time to buy a new car. Not a bad way to spend a couple of $100,000. We'd be happy to get a cup of coffee in between meetings." Bilzerian's all-black Bentley features a classy red leather interior and is powered by a 6.0-liter W12 engine that makes more than 600 horses and enough torque to tow a small private island. The performance figures are in supercar territory and the Bentley has a top speed of almost 200 miles per hour. 1970 Toyota Land Cruiser. This car is a must-have for you if you are constantly on the beach and enjoy surfing. Clearly, that's exactly what Dan Bilzerian thought as well, as you can tell from the surfboard on the back of his 1970 model Toyota Land Cruiser. We can see this truck on his Instagram so many times. He captioned one of the posts, "It was a glorious day of surfing with the boys." In another post about this same vehicle, he wrote, "My 1970 Land Cruiser is like Bunker and War Child's ride from Point Break." Yeah, we think it's pretty clear that he bought this car specifically for when he's going surfing. Eleanor Mustang. It shouldn't really come as a surprise that one of the biggest show-offs the world has ever seen owns one of the most show-offy Mustangs ever created. Who wouldn't want this car in their garage? This car was the real star of the movie Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. Was quite the icon back then. This is an amazing legend and Dan Bilzerian is so proud of this car. Jinkum Buggy. Every car Dan buys, he immediately brags on Instagram. When he bought this one in March 2017 and simply captioning it, "New toy." Yes, this is a big toy for a big boy. Predictably, there was a ton of comments asking what this new toy was. It was made by Jinkum Racing Inc., who calls themselves the largest off-road race car builder in the world. This particular one is apparently worth around $150,000. This car was customized to Mr. Bilzerian's specifications and with his gold logo on the hood. In addition, the four-wheeled beast is fitted with Can-Am LED lights and wheels big enough to run a herd of deer over without a hitch. While you are here, go ahead and click on one of these two videos on your screen. See you there!